Hello everyone and welcome back to Ave Mujica. This is episode 8. I already said this in my blue box reaction, but this might be a slightly more low-key video in terms of my energy, because it's the end of a very, very long day of many videos. Like, I've been working all day back to back on stuff, so I'm kind of exhausted at this point, but I'm still doing Ave Mujica. This is the last thing that I gotta do in the day before I can go and sleep in my wonderful bed. I can't wait to sleep, but I also can't wait to watch more Ave Mujica. This is episode 9? Yes, 9. And in the last episode, Mortis almost died. We have Mortis is now, though, even though, like, now that she hasn't died, she's now being taught guitar, I believe, which I'm actually very excited about, and I think that's very sweet. She's being taught guitar, and, yeah, it seems like, you know, there's, like, Mutsumi kind of wants to do CRYCHIC stuff, like, there's some CRYCHIC wonderings if that's gonna happen going on, but at the same time, like, we're wondering if Ave Mujica are gonna get back together, and it's all really exciting. So let's just jump into this episode. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and get to my Patreon account for the full length reaction, early access, and exclusive videos. You can also get all my content from my Jent Watches One Piece channel. So just go check all of that out. But, you know, just if you like these videos, please make sure to support the video as much as you can, because it really helps me. Make sure to comment down below. Make sure to like the video. Let's do this. Here we go. Ave Mujica. This is episode 9. Saya! We got a little bit of Saya. Oh no. Her expression. She wasn't okay for a second there. She's spiraling a bit. Are we finally getting, like, Uika content? We're gonna find out what's going on with her. Oh, they just fade right back into the same song. Oh, you're trying to copy Mutsumi. Oh. She wants to do CRYCHIC. Yeah. That makes sense. Just yelling at an empty chair. Man, she's going through some stuff. I mean, all of them are, to be fair. I mean, for Saki, it would feel like she's burned all the bridges to Ave Mujica. Hopefully, Tomori's not thinking too much about CRYCHIC. I like that Saki's, like, talking to them now. I mean, she has her own reasons for it, but the fact that they can kind of have a casual conversation is, like, night and day from the start of the series. Anon's right here. But actually, it's probably good that Anon's here. She's acknowledging, like, you know, bringing Anon into the conversation. I think Tomori would say yes. Oh! Good, you're so responsible, Saki. They're having the conversation in the group chat. At least they'll be ready for the conversation when Saki comes to them. Poor Anon. Oh, message you? Eve! Hello! Does that mean is Sugu here? Please.
それ何ですか？ハザワブレンド。私もそれにしよう。今日はどうして？クライシックのこと聞きたくて。
If they're getting back together.
何か知ってる？
Oh.
ソヨリンがあげたやつかな。
They did a mathね。
トモリンが新しく歌詞書いて、それだったらって迷子のリハ時間使って。
And used MyGo's rehearsal time. I mean, yeah.
でも、ウイカちゃんなんでクライシックのことを？
Oh my god. Oh, Uika.
さくらです。ウィンウィングプロダクション所属。ユーテンチギャム。王になるのはあんただよ。
Oh no. Oh no, I've experienced this in real life. Oh, I bombed an audition like this. Oh, it's one of the worst moments of my life. Oh, I know exactly how she feels. Oh! Like, my experience looked exactly like that. I love her way of speaking. No, but she did something to Mortis. Oh, she's all in. It always makes me laugh. Huh? I mean, yeah, you gotta have the band members on board. Oh, discarded. They're probably gone. She's really desperate. Oh, she can't even do it. She tries to put on that energy. Oh, these two are great together. Oh, Leia. You can't embarrass her in front of Leia. I mean, I get that, Nyamu. But you should have more of a conversation instead of just kicking her out. Got 3 songs. That's good, honestly. I mean, they're hard songs, especially for a beginner. Oh, so she's not even... Is she not even playing? She's just, like, miming it? I guess that makes sense. Maybe you only have to do that. Is that Mutsumi? I thought maybe Mortis fell asleep and Mutsumi woke up, but maybe not. Aww. It's so cute. These 3 run into each other. Oh, and Mutsumi looks really happy. What? Uh-huh. Nice little callback to season 1. Yeah, it does make Ave Mujica feel like something she doesn't need anymore. Oh. Uika's like sabotaging it. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh shoot, that was all in her head. Holy shit! Oh man.
クライシックを
Everyone in Ave Mujica is broken.
取らないで
Holy shit. Oh my god. This is a crazy thing to happen, but this is only happening in her mind. So, like, what does this mean for her? Oh, they applauded her falling.
みつみちゃん
It's Mortis now.
みつみちゃんが死んじゃった
Oh god.
もしもしもしもし
Oh. This series is so dark, man.
むつみのためですわ
See, Saki's doing it for Mutsumi and Mutsumi's doing it for
やり
Saki.
たいと思ってんのモーティスは
やっぱり元さやするんですね。
Your ex.
アベムジカをすればモーティスさんは生きられる。二人とも生き続けられる。生
Yeah.
きていないと。
Oh god.
やだやだ消えたくない絶対に消えないもん
Oh, that's terrifying.
これでも信用できませんか。
She's really going all in. I kind of
ア
like
ベムジカを
this.
やりたいんです。信じ合いたいんです。
Oh wow, she's shown so much emotion. We don't see this from her.
さき
And now this is Mortis playing Mutsumi. Oh, this is
私も
difficult.
さきが私を選んでさきとバンドができればそれで
Oh god.
面白い女の
Does she know that it's Mortis?
キモ。
Oh my god, there's so much shit going on. Man, these episodes, like, I love the way this show is paced. I really, really do. Like, some would say it's fast paced, right? But I would disagree with that. I don't think, I mean, it is actually, no, I would agree with that. It is fast paced, but I think it's very nicely paced, in its quickness, because this show is, I think, supposed to be relentless. Like, it is an avalanche, this show. It is supposed to be a consistent avalanche, and the incredibly quick pace of it makes it so, like, the small little reprieves we do get, the little bits of humor, the, like, quiet moments that we do actually finally get, feel so much better to me because the rest of the show is, like, slam after slam after slam. So I love the way this show is paced. I think it's, like, really, really well done. Yeah, this is an interesting situation because this whole idea of, like, of the CRYCHIC, Ave Mujica, and MyGo situation is complex. And I think what's so, I mean, this is what was great about MyGo as well, but it's really coming through in Ave Mujica as well, is, like, how, well, if I was to describe the MyGo girls as all, like, so lost, right? Because they were the lost girls, right? They were so lost. The Ave Mujica girls are so broken. And like, in the same way that that the MyGo was very much about them being lost, but, like, sort of allowing themselves to come together because of that. Like, that is the thing that they have in common. That is the thing that connects them, is the fact that all of them are lost. And I thought that was, like, such a great way to connect all of the characters in the first season. And now in Ave Mujica, I feel like they have to come together because they're all broken, because they all have, like, they all have problems. They all are so flawed. But at the same time, I think because of it, they're gonna, like, mold each other and come out the other side so much stronger, all of them, because of this. But it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a bit. So I just think this is such an interesting situation, because in this episode, Umiri said, like, oh, I knew you'd go back to your ex or something like that, which I do think this is, like, that's a good analogy, because this very much is like a relationship where it's like, okay, so you know, CRYCHIC was my true love, but I screwed that up, and I wasn't in the right place for it and I lost that relationship. Ave Mujica was the rebound. Ave Mujica was like what I made to try to get over that pain that I had for CRYCHIC. But now, now I've like that's gone as well and I'm back to being single. It's now a question of like, do I try to go back and get CRYCHIC, which represents what I used to love, what I used to be, or do I go to Ave Mujica, who was there for me when CRYCHIC was gone, you know? And it's honestly difficult. Now, here's my take on the situation as I see it right now. And I don't want to take sides of characters because, as I said, they're all broken. Like, I think it's unfair to be like, this person was acting like a piece of shit in this episode. Because all of them are in their own little way, you know? They all have, like, things that they're doing that you could definitely twist around and say, yeah, that is, like, a really bad thing to do, right? But it's also really difficult because us as viewers, we will have a bias going into this. A lot of the time, our bias is going to be we want Ave Mujica to get back together so that they don't fuck up MyGo because we've gotten connected to MyGo throughout the whole of the MyGo season, right? Now, I think realistically, MyGo are not getting. I mean, Ave Mujica are not breaking up MyGo. Like they're gonna both be banned because we also kind of know this is a multimedia franchise where MyGo and Ave Mujica are like actual bands and we want them to get back together and also to like be in the gacha game and stuff. Like they need to be back together, right? So it is going to go that direction, but that doesn't lessen the story at all to me. I mean, we know a lot of the time that like Superman is going to save the day. That's a bad example because I don't really like Superman that much, but we know that Spider-Man is going to save the day at the end, but there's still tension there even though we know how it's going to end. Because we don't know how it's going to get to that end. But what I will say about the situation, from what I can see, is it seems like Mutsumi is saying she wants to get CRYCHIC back together because of Saki. And Saki is saying she wants to get CRYCHIC back together because of Mutsumi. These two girls care about each other so much. They truly, like, deeply care about each other so much that this is what they really, really want, right? Like Mutsumi, I mean, Saki isn't thinking about Mortis because she doesn't know Mortis as intimately. So I think it's difficult for her. And Mortis feels like to her, I think, a product of what Ave Mujica wrought. And Ave Mujica was I mean, it was kind of toxic from start to finish, right? It was like, that wasn't a good time in her life. So I think it makes sense why Saki wouldn't want to go back to that. Because that was when she was at her worst, is when she was with Ave Mujica. Now, what I think she's not seeing is that it wasn't because of Ave Mujica that she was at her worst there. She went to Ave Mujica because she was at her worst. And she, you know, they kind of helped. I do genuinely think they helped her a little bit to think through her emotions and feel what she needed to feel. So that's what makes it difficult, is like she probably associates it with so many negative feelings, but those negative feelings were going to be there whether she was with Ave Mujica or not. It just made it so that she wasn't alone while feeling those feelings. She at least had a band and had something to put her artistic expression into when she didn't have CRYCHIC. So like, it would be difficult, I think, for her to make that association in her mind, but that is the way she should be thinking about it. But yeah, as I said, it's not an easy thing to think about that. But if Mutsumi's doing it for Saki and Saki's doing it for Mutsumi, all they want is to be together and then both to be how they want themselves to be. Like, Mutsumi wants to be herself, and she wants to be with a Saki that is like smiling and that is passionate, and Saki wants Mutsumi to feel comfortable, to feel you know, to feel like herself, kind of, and like not have to worry about, like, she doesn't have to worry about Mutsumi because she saw how Ave Mujica broke Mutsumi, right? And she didn't see that side of Mutsumi back in CRYCHIC. So they're both doing it for each other. I think what they're not taking into account is the fact that the bands had nothing to do with it. It's not the bands, it's who they are as people. But they think so much in terms of like what the bands are that they can't help but, you know, but do that. And yeah, I think it's difficult. I do like that Saki in this episode, like, you know, you could argue that like, oh my god, why did she take aside Tomori and Anon just to tell Anon like, I'm taking your band member? But I think it was like actually quite a mature thing to do. She took her aside and like took both of them aside together and said like, hey, look, I want to start up CRYCHIC again, but I understand you're doing MyGo. I just want you to like to know that this is something that I want to do, but you're your own person, and so I want you to do that. And also doing it in front of Anon is basically signaling to her like, look, I'm not doing this behind your back. I'm not trying to poach your band member from you. Like, that's not the intention of this. I just want to do CRYCHIC again, but you guys can make your own decisions. That's the vibe that I was getting from that, and I think that's a very respectful way to handle that situation, because it is Tomori's choice in the end if she wants to go back to CRYCHIC, or if she wants to stay in MyGo, or if she wants to try to do both at the same time, which would be very, very difficult. I mean, doing two bands while also doing high school and all of that shit, like, it's probably extremely difficult. But like, I'm not gonna say it's impossible. So yeah, I'm just so curious at how this is all going to go, because yeah, it's tough. But man, that scene, I mean, we're seeing like Uika really, really crack now, where we've been kind of without seeing her for a while, and now we're seeing like truly this is like frustrating and angering for her. I have some minor thoughts on why I think that might be, but I want to more see how I don't want to like put my thoughts out there yet, because I don't want to solidify them in my mind yet. If I talk about them, I'm worried I'm going to solidify them, and I don't have I wouldn't be able to articulate it properly yet, but I kind of think I get Uika's feelings on this, but I want to see more of how this plays out. But that scene of Uika where it showed her throwing Mutsumi down the stairs, and then it like cut back and she didn't actually do it. But like for a second I was like, holy shit, this show is insane. But then they cut back and I was like, okay, she was just going through it in her head. Like, that's how frustrated she was. She was like, fucking, I just need to throw someone. But she didn't actually do it. But it was for a few seconds I thought this show got even darker than it's already been. That was crazy, because it wasn't just like, it's one thing to push someone over. We see that a lot in these sorts of anime, and you'll see it in BanG Dream and everything, right? A character gets so frustrated they push someone else over, and that's normally the extent. That's normally as far as you go. Maybe a slap, you know. But to throw someone down a set of stairs, I mean, that could kill someone. That's like really, really bad. But it was all in her head, so that was just showing how she's like really close to snapping. But yeah, man, that scene, I'm not gonna tell the full story, because I feel like I've told the story even in this reaction series before. If I haven't told the full story, then I guess tell me and maybe I'll tell it. But the scene when Yamu was having the audition, oh, I've had that exact experience. I was auditioning for a movie. I was doing it with another person, so it was me and this girl. I didn't know the girl, but she was auditioning at the same time, and it was like a pair audition, and there were like the producers there and stuff, and we started doing the scene, and I was broken. I was frozen up. I couldn't do it anymore. Like, I was doing so badly. I did the worst audition of my life. And I mean, they didn't, like, in this scene here, it had the girl like walking out and going like, oh, she screwed me up. Like, the girl I was auditioning with like really sucked. You shouldn't be doing auditions right now just because your band failed or whatever, right? Like, in my experience, the girl didn't say that to me, but I was projecting that on her. I feel like she felt it, because I did screw her up, and I feel so guilty about that. Like, because I did such a poor performance. Who knows if she would have, you know, gotten further in those auditions or not. But I felt so terrible about that. One of the worst experiences of my life, genuinely, doing that audition, and I was so angry and disappointed in myself. It was awful. But yeah, so that scene hit so close to home because it looked a lot like what my memory of my situation looks like. Anyway, that's Ave Mujica. My voice is hurting, episode 9. Thanks for watching us. Support the video, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.